Maybe I shouldn't start with this picture of my boy here. Let me start with a different one. Welcome back to another video. And the first thing that I'm going to say is yes, when I say our triple champ, I mean me, you, anyone else you can think of, everybody, our. I'm talking about our future triple champ. I don't know if he'll be the first one, but I know for a fact this guy right here, Michael Morales, will be a triple champ in the UFC. With Ian Garry versus Islam Makhachev happening this Saturday and Michael Morales being the backup, it just gives me a constant reminder that this guy should be fighting for the belt sometime soon. I think if he just gets one more win, he should be fighting, and this can start a serious legacy. Okay, I genuinely believe this guy will be a triple champ. I'm going to jump right into it and just start explaining why. I'll start talking about his skills. Okay, as a striker, he has good striking. Okay, it's solid. It can definitely improve a bit in my opinion, but what he has is an insane amount of power. This is extremely helpful. Okay, maybe not the cleanest of striking, but when he hits you, you're going to feel it and you're going to go down. I mean, you saw what happened in the Sean Brady fight. He landed the first hook, the first uppercut that Michael Morales landed. Sean Brady was feeling that, and he started tweaking. It was bad. You knew it was over. I knew it was over. It's not just the striking, okay? There's a lot of other tools that he has, that being wrestling and judo. If you're unfamiliar with Michael Morales' actual background, this guy started out in judo at 5 years old. His whole family background is that of judokas. I mean, I think his mother was some type of world champion. So Michael Morales has one of the most important bases since he was a young jit in Ecuador, okay? That being judo, one of the most underrated martial arts, if not the most underrated, okay? Judo is a top tier martial art, and he's been working on judo since he was 5 years old. He has that in the bag and ready to use whenever he wants. And then at 10 years old, he started to get into freestyle wrestling. In 2019, he became a freestyle champion in Ecuador, an Ecuadorian national champion. Now, let's get into the frame. Let's get into the body. Pause. That sounds crazy. But let's just get talking about this guy's build, okay? He's 6 foot and has a 79-inch reach. I believe Ian Garry is 6'2", 6'3", and I think 79, 78, 77 reach. And then I think Carlos Prates is, I think, 6'1", with, I think, a little bit of a smaller reach. I'm not too sure. But the point that I'm trying to make is I hold these three to a different standard in the welterweight division, that being Prates, Ian Garry, and Michael Morales, assuming that if Islam wins this Saturday against Ian Garry, he's going to retire or vacate or something like that. But I hold these guys to a different standard. In my opinion, because Shavkat's also not back yet, these guys are different. They are bigger, they are stronger, and they are the most skilled fighters in this division. It's a three-head race between these guys on who's going to have the belt and who can they lose to. I only see them losing to each other. Like, there's just not a world where I see Carlos Prates lose to Bonfim. No disrespect. There's no reality where I see Michael Morales losing to, I don't know, Mike Malott if he ever somehow got to the top of the division. So, that being said, the point I'm trying to make is he's a big welterweight. The frame is big. He's dense, okay? He's built to then go up into more weight classes as well. So a transition from 170 to 185 is not going to be difficult. And then I think at that point, he honestly looks like a natural 205. He might be a little small for 205, but he will be so full that I think he'll still be able to do damage. And if he just gets that champ v champ fight, who knows what can happen. But that being said, I think he can easily transition to 185. 205, I don't think it's that far of a stretch. I think he can do it for sure. And I think he can be successful as well. Just going back to the whole reach thing as well, I see, let's just say for the sake of this video that Ian Garry beats Islam Makhachev, okay? When it comes to reach, the fact that he has longer reach than Ian Garry is definitely a plus. Now, Ian Garry brings a whole different set of issues than a lot of other fighters because of the high IQ and the mixing up of striking and grappling. But I think with his skills that I mentioned before in the background in judo and freestyle wrestling, he's a good freestyle wrestler. This guy can beat Ian Gary, I think. He has potential to beat Ian Gary. Just to go back to the whole power thing, this guy is 19-0, and I believe he has 13 or 14 KOs. 13 or 14 of his wins are coming from putting people's lights out. This guy has absolutely insane power, and then imagine what he'll be able to do once he goes up to 185 and then even 205. He'll be even stronger. God forbid you ever get hit with a Michael Morales hook or uppercut flush on your head. God forbid. Let's talk about how do you beat this guy? How do you fight this guy? Well, you can't exactly say just wrestle him, because like I said, if you try to wrestle him, I mean, he's a really good wrestler. He is a super good wrestler and a very smart grappler. I'm going to start talking about the Sean Brady fight now. The Sean Brady fight made me believe that this guy is going to be something crazy. Because first of all, you saw the power. You saw the power when he hit Sean Brady. It looked like Sean Brady, you could see he felt it. Like, you could really see that those punches were landing and those punches were hard. Now, Sean Brady is one of the best grapplers in the welterweight division. Okay, that guy, does not need to go to Dagestan, according to Islam Makhachev himself. Not my own quote. But basically, the IQ on Michael Morales is also very underrated and good. Because if you notice when he was fighting, he was getting a lot of jokes about him for fighting zesty. And by the way, you can make all the jokes you want about him being zesty, but you would never say that in person, okay? Because all I'm going to say is imagine a scenario. Haha, Michael, you're zesty. What if he says, what if I am? What if I am? What are you going to do about it? You can't do anything. And God, you should probably just start running at that point. Smartest game plan that he could have done. He wants to shoot on you. You're a bigger opponent. They're both not the best strikers, not the cleanest strikers. He has some of the best wrestling jiu-jitsu. So he kept his hips far back, pushed back. He was hunched over. And guess what? Sean Brady shot multiple times, never got close. He never got close once. Not once. This guy was diving at air. This guy was diving at oxygen. He was diving at space. The space in between his hands and Morales' hips, okay? This guy could not be touched. This guy could not be grappled with. At that point, it was easy pickings. He picked him apart. A bunch of 1-2s, hook, uppercut, bam, 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 done. I mean, it was just incredibly easy. It was after the Sean Brady fight where I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy is something serious. He just dealt with Sean Brady like it was his son and like it was nothing. You couldn't even get close to him. Like I said, even if you do get your hands on him, he has the judo background. He has the freestyle wrestling background. I don't think that, just wrestling him is the answer, but he's only 27 years old, okay? That way, I don't know how much he weighs out of camp. I know it's well into the 200s probably. I don't know how much he cuts exactly to make 170, but the fact that he's so young and still able to do it, it will be amazing if he can get that welterweight belt soon. That way he can have his whole career ahead of him as far as not having to cut so much weight. But in my opinion, this guy's ready. The UFC matchmaking kind of sucked for him because, Prates and Michael Morales on the same night had crazy KOs and, wanted the title shot. And for some reason, I don't really know why they did this. They did Prates versus JDM. So that just kind of screwed Morales over because it's like, who is he supposed to fight now? And Prates had, honestly, probably the best performance, one of the best performances of the year. I think if we look back on it, he might have had the best performance against JDM. I mean, absolutely dismantled. It was embarrassing. I didn't think JDM could get more embarrassed after that Makhachev fight, but he did versus Prates. That was worse. So now I think Prates is going to be next, especially if Ian Gary wins. He's going to want to fight Prates. If Makhachev wins and he doesn't vacate, he's going to want to fight Prates. These guys are smart. They don't want to fight Michael Morales because they know he's a tougher opponent. They want Prates for a reason. They're calling out Prates. They're saying Michael Morales needs 1-2 more wins for some reason. There's a reason why behind it, okay? They don't want to fight him. They know this guy's a 27-year-old, just absolute behemoth of a human. Okay, they don't want to fight him. Okay, that's the hardest fight in the division. Okay, they're going to get online in classic Ian Gary politician fashion and go, Michael Morales hasn't done anything. He needs 1 or 2 more wins. You know, I'll fight Carlos Prates, the guy that I 49-46. Like, bro, okay. I think he will have to fight one more time for the belt. I've been hearing talks about Shavkat, but honestly, you're going to have to wait until like 2027 to fight Shavkat. Don't do that. I would say give him like a Bonfim. I mean, if we really want JDM to be off, you can feed him to JDM or feed JDM to Morales. But I mean, that should be only if like the UFC hates JDM and like they want him gone. Like, let's just give him Makhachev, Prates, and Morales back to back to back. I mean, my goodness, what a slate. What a terrible, the 3-fight span of doom and despair. Islam Makhachev, Carlos Prates, and Michael Morales. My goodness. That's if the UFC truly hates JDM. But other than that, I would say Bonfim's probably a good opponent for him. Other than that, I mean, you could even do like Brady too, but like I mean, that would just be a filler fight. I don't see what Brady can even do to even touch him again. And yeah, I would say he needs 1 more win and then get him the next shot. What should have happened right after the fight card of Makhachev versus JDM, Leon and Prates, and Morales and Brady, they should have done Morales versus Prates. That would have cleared up so many questions and given us so many answers as who's next after Ian Gary. But then they did JDM, and like I was saying, I don't really know why they did that. Because Dana White, I think, like clearly really likes Michael Morales. If you remember, he said that him versus Sean Brady is the #1 contender fight. I think he really likes Michael Morales. And I guess, I don't know, Hunter Campbell just doesn't want to see that. He wants Prates in there. So he fed JDM to Prates instead of doing a true #1 contender fight. Does need to improve in some areas. What I would say for this is striking defense #1. I mean, sometimes you see these exchanges where he's gotten knocked down, and it's just like, man, you have to put your hands up. You have to move your head better. You need better foot movement. You need all these things. Once he figures out the striking defense a little bit better, I think he should be good on the feet. And you even saw it in the Sean Brady fight. There were times, like even after he rocked Sean Brady a lot, that he would try to move into close distance and like maybe throw a 1-2, and Sean Brady read it like a couple times and threw a check hook. And then there are times too where, like, I've talked a big game about his wrestling, of course, but there are times where he's gotten taken down, and it's like, I mean, with your background and your skills and what he shows off, he should be defending those better. That about wraps it up. These are the reasons why I think Michael Morales will be a triple champ. And yes, he is our triple champ. Rejoice. Be happy. This is our future triple champ, guys. Potentially the only triple champ in history, depending on what happens between him and his 3 belts. But listen, this is the guy. This is someone I've put so much stock into and talked so highly of ever since his fight with Sean Brady. I believe in this guy so heavy. He's going to get it done. Shout out to Michael Morales, your future triple champ coming soon-ish. All right, I will see y'all in the next video.